What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Turn to focus in on the New Jersey Devils naming former Boston University Terrier, John Hynes, the new head coach. Hynes has a very, very good amount of coaching experience for a young guy. He's only 40. He's not the youngest coach in the NHL. Won a national championship. Played, actually in Providence. He's from Warwick, so some ties there to the local kid. Was assistant coach at Lowell and then Wisconsin. Ended up with the U.S. development team. Was an assistant coach on the 2004 gold medal winning WJC team. Was the head coach in Wilkes-Barre since 2010. And then Pittsburgh actually received a third-round pick in compensation for him. I don't have an issue with Pittsburgh in compensation because they're still under contract. So Pittsburgh ended up with two third-round picks, for coaches that, one of them was in their minor league system, the other one they fired a year ago. So they got to change that rule mostly for fired coaches. But in this circumstance, I really don't have a problem with it. I think fair is fair. And then Sherrill got his guy. Ray Sherrill hired him for Wilkes-Barre, and was instrumental in a lot of the in drafting and developing a lot of the players. Or you see the relationship there, the correlation. Sherrill drafted a lot of the players that Hynes was coaching, and from there, they're able to have decent teams. And they want that organizational success to follow through with them to New Jersey. These ain't going to be your father's New Jersey Devils. They're not going to be a trapping team. They're not going to play that left wing lock that many people say ruined hockey in the 90s. I think there were a lot of factors that played into popularity of the game going down in that era. That was one of them. Don't blame it all on the Devils. And plus the Devils won 3 cups playing like that. So if you're a Devils fan, you really can't complain, right? But I think that he's going to get a lot out of these young players. He's coached young players a lot. New Jersey's going through a rebuilding process. I think they're not living in a fantasy land where the team's going to compete for the Stanley Cup next year. They're just not. So, you bring in these guys that are good at helping player development. Hynes has shown he can do that. And then, they got a pretty high pick this year. I got them taking Matt Barnes. I think he's a perfect fit for the organization. I think he's a perfect fit for the style Hynes wants to coach. And I think Johnny Hynes is going to do a fantastic job with this team, and I think he was the right man for the job. Fun fact, now, BU and Minnesota are the only 2 colleges that have an active NBA and NHL head coach. BU's got obviously Hynes and Brett Brown, the Philadelphia 76ers head coach. I don't know if the Sixers technically constitute an NBA team given the dumpster fire they've been the last few seasons. Thank you very much. And then Minnesota got Todd Richards in Columbus, and obviously the great Kevin McHale down there in Houston. A little ties to Boston for Mr. McHale too, I might add. Just saying. Anyway, that's why I got some sort of the Power Play with CJ on the New Jersey Devils naming John Hynes the new head coach. Stay tuned for episodes for the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.